How the FBI caught a spy using a coffee cup, a simple cup of coffee. You see it every day at home and offices on the street. Hello my friends. Welcome to Secret Agents Exposed. Today we dive into a story so wild, so shocking, so interesting. You won't believe it's true. Let's start. But in this story, a coffee cup wasn't just a morning ritual. It was the key to exposing one of the most dangerous spies in American history. A man who betrayed his country for years, who leaked thousands of pages of top-secret documents, all while hiding in plain sight, and yet he was finally brought down, not by a gun, not by a confession, but by a styrofoam cup and a trace of DNA. This is the story of how the FBI caught a spy using a coffee cup. And once you hear what happened, you'll never look at your morning brew the same way again. A mysterious leak, FBI headquarters shredded, paper, a safe being opened, classified documents spread across a table. In 2007, FBI counterintelligence agents received disturbing news, highly sensitive information involving nuclear weapons, satellite tracking, and American intelligence assets had been leaking to a foreign government. The scale of the betrayal was massive. Whoever this mole was, they had access to incredibly classified material, and they were still active. The FBI launched an urgent investigation, Operation Ghost Stories, a covert effort to unmask the source of the breach. The biggest clue: a single package intercepted in transit. Inside was a memory card loaded with classified documents intended for a foreign handler. There was nitrogen monoxide return address. No fingerprints, nothing obvious except for one thing: a hair chasing a ghost. FBI agents working behind glass, zooming into evidence under a microscope. That single hair was rushed to the FBI crime lab. DNA was extracted, but when they ran IT through the system, nothing came up. Whoever this person was, they weren't in any criminal database. Nitrogen monoxide arrest history, nitrogen monoxide military record. No fingerprints on file. He was a ghost. The FBI started tracking known meetings, surveillance footage, internal clearances. Slowly one name began to emerge from the shadows: Brian Patrick Regan. Nitrogen monoxide. He was already caught. Robert Hansen, already behind bars. Then another lead appeared, a man named Kendall Myers, a respected former State Department analyst, had once praised Cuba's intelligence system and had connections that raised red flags. The FBI began to watch him quietly, and they weren't alone. The coffee cup. Undercover agents followed Myers everywhere, to his lectures, his apartment, even his grocery store. But they couldn't prove he was the mole. Then, one day at a small cafe in Washington, D.C., Myers ordered coffee, drank it, and tossed the cup in a nearby trash bin. That's when agents moved in. They retrieved the cup. It looked ordinary, but to the FBI it was a gold mine. Inside the cup was a trace of saliva, enough for a second DNA sample, and when they ran this new DNA, it matched the hair found in the intercepted package. The mystery mole wasn't just a theory anymore. They had their man. Kendall Myers, a spy within Kendall Myers' head, worked in the State Department's Bureau of Intelligence and Research. He had top-level security clearance. He was well-liked, intelligent, and fluent in multiple languages. But behind that polished exterior, he was working for Cuba's intelligence agency, the Dirección de Inteligencia de. For nearly 30 years he wasn't alone. His wife Gwendolyn Myers helped him pass information using encrypted messages, radio signals, and dead drops, secret exchanges left in parks, under benches, and in hollowed-out objects. They even took coded vacations to Cuba using false names and secret rendezvous with Cuban agents. They didn't spy for money. They claimed to do it out of ideology. They believed the U.S. was unjust, and Cuba was a beacon of hope. The sting: FBI setting up a sting operation, a hotel room, hidden cameras. In 2009, the FBI launched a classic sting operation. An undercover agent posed as a Cuban intelligence officer and approached Myers, claiming Havana wanted to re-establish contact. Myers took the bait. He confessed to decades of espionage, detailed how he passed information, even praised Fidel Castro. It was all caught on hidden cameras. A few days later, Kendall and Gwendolyn Myers were arrested. They were charged with conspiracy to commit espionage and acting as agents of a foreign government. Kendall was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Gwendolyn received 81 months. It was one of the most quiet, patient, and ingenious investigations in FBI history. A decades-long betrayal ended by a moment of forgetfulness and a half-finished cup of coffee. In the high-stakes world of espionage, it's not always a car chase or a shootout. Sometimes it's surveillance, patience, and a team that refuses to let go of a single thread. This is how the FBI caught a spy using nothing more than a coffee cup. Subscribe for more true spy stories, real betrayals, and covert operations that shaped world history. And remember, even the smallest clue can bring down a giant secret. See you in the next video with unique story.